It was supposed to be just another light-hearted episode of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, but things quickly took a shocking turn when actor Mark Wahlberg made an appearance that no one would forget. The segment started off well, with Colbert greeting Wahlberg with his usual wit and energy. However, as the questions became more pointed and personal, Wahlberg's demeanor shifted. What began as a playful exchange soon escalated into tense back-and-forth banter. Colbert joked about Wahlberg's past roles and public controversies, a style typical of late-night hosts, but Wahlberg didn't appreciate being the punchline. Instead of laughing it off, he responded with direct, serious remarks that left the audience feeling uneasy. Colbert tried to keep things on track, but Wahlberg wasn't interested in playing along. His tone became sharp, and his facial expressions revealed a man losing patience fast. The temperature in the studio was rising, and it was clear something was about to erupt. What most viewers didn't see coming was how quickly the situation deteriorated. Colbert made a comment about Wahlberg's past involvement in legal issues, clearly expecting a chuckle from the audience. But Wahlberg wasn't amused. He leaned forward and said, "You think that's funny?" The studio grew silent. Colbert, trying to recover, smiled nervously and replied, "Just doing my job." Mark Wahlberg, visibly irritated, responded, "There's a difference between jokes and disrespect." This line drew an audible gasp from the audience. The air was thick with tension. Colbert, a veteran host, attempted to redirect the conversation, but Wahlberg didn't back down. He went on to criticize the media's obsession with digging up the past and using it for ratings. "You guys live off controversy," he said. "You invite people on and then try to humiliate them." The comment seemed directed not just at Colbert but at the entire late-night industry. Cameras captured Colbert's face twitch slightly, a sign he was struggling to keep composure. The producers backstage were reportedly scrambling, trying to decide whether to cut to commercial or let the scene unfold naturally. Meanwhile, the exchange continued with Wahlberg now dominating the conversation. He began talking about the double standards in Hollywood and how celebrities are expected to endure disrespect under the guise of comedy. "You want real? Here's real," Wahlberg said, leaning toward the camera. "I've made mistakes. I've owned up to them, but I don't come here to be mocked." Colbert, for his part, tried injecting humor to cool things down, but Wahlberg was no longer engaging in comedy. His voice carried frustration that resonated far beyond the studio. A few audience members clapped in support, while others remained silent, unsure of what they were witnessing. It was no longer a show, it was raw, unscripted confrontation. Wahlberg crossed his arms, his body language closed and defensive. Colbert adjusted his cue cards and sighed slightly, perhaps realizing the interview was beyond salvage. As the clash intensified, viewers at home began reacting on social media in real time. Clips of the encounter were uploaded within minutes, with hashtags like Wahlberg vs Colbert and Late Show Meltdown trending across platforms. People were split as some felt Wahlberg was right to stand up for himself, while others believed he overreacted to routine comedy. Back in the studio, the awkwardness reached its peak when Colbert attempted to end the segment early. He smiled stiffly and said, "Well, it's been an unbroken bar interesting chat." But Wahlberg stood up and said, "No need to fake it, Stephen. I'll make it easy for you." Without waiting for direction, he removed his mic and walked off stage. The audience gasped, unsure if it was staged or real. Colbert remained seated, stunned, and looked off camera, as if silently asking, "What now?" The show quickly cut to commercial, but the damage was already done. It wasn't just a clash, it was a headline moment that would dominate entertainment news for days. In the hours that followed, news outlets and entertainment blogs went into overdrive. Mark Wahlberg's storms off The Late Show was plastered across countless articles, and video clips garnered millions of views online. Everyone had an opinion. Celebrities weighed in, some defending Wahlberg's right to demand respect, others warning about the risks of oversensitivity in public appearances. Meanwhile, Stephen Colbert issued a brief statement through his team, saying only, "Live TV is unpredictable. We respect all our guests." Wahlberg, on the other hand, posted a cryptic Instagram story saying, "Know your worth. Don't let anyone treat you like a joke." It was clear the incident struck a deeper chord than a simple interview gone wrong. It symbolized a growing divide between entertainers and media, where the boundaries of humor and dignity are constantly tested. Analysts and PR experts chimed in too, calling it a masterclass in public relations gone wrong or a genuine human moment rarely seen on air. What followed was a week of heated public discourse. Talk show panels debated whether Colbert had crossed a line, while others pointed fingers at Wahlberg for being overly sensitive. Fans flooded comment sections with theories, and even body language experts broke down footage frame by frame, analyzing every gesture. One thing was certain: people couldn't stop talking about it. In a time when scripted interactions dominate media, this unscripted moment cut through the noise. Mark Wahlberg's refusal to smile through discomfort resonated with many who feel authenticity is often sacrificed for ratings. Still, others worried the fallout might harm both Wahlberg's and Colbert's reputations. Late-night comedy thrives on edge, and if celebrities start walking out, where does the line get drawn? Industry insiders revealed that Wahlberg's team cancelled several other talk show appearances following the incident, citing creative differences. Meanwhile, The Late Show's producers faced scrutiny over their choice of questions and tone during the interview. Behind the scenes, rumors circulated that Wahlberg had expressed concerns before the show about being asked certain personal questions. Allegedly, he requested the team avoid specific topics, but those boundaries were ignored for the sake of comedic value. If true, this would explain his rapid escalation. Some journalists defended Colbert, claiming he was simply doing his job as a comedian and interviewer. Others believed Colbert misread Wahlberg's energy and pushed too hard. Regardless of perspective, both men became central to a cultural moment that blurred the lines between entertainment and respect. Podcasts, YouTube breakdowns, and Twitter threads dissected the conflict endlessly. Wahlberg's past resurfaced in media, but so did his growth. In fact, several fan pages posted side-by-side comparisons of his early career interviews and recent philanthropic efforts to show how much he had evolved. The event, while dramatic, gave people a reason to look deeper into both personalities, beyond the few heated minutes on TV. As days turned to weeks, the buzz slowly faded, but the incident left a mark on late-night culture. A few weeks later, Colbert subtly addressed it during another episode, making a vague joke about needing a Wahlberg-proof vest next time. The audience laughed, but the undertone was clearer: this was a moment he hadn't entirely shaken off. Wahlberg, meanwhile, returned to social media with motivational posts about growth, respect, and learning from tough moments. While neither directly apologized, both men seemed to move forward professionally, yet the moment remained a reference point. Whenever new celebrities appeared on Colbert's show, fans jokingly asked whether things would get Wahlberg-level heated. It became a phrase online, symbolizing when a celebrity pushes back against media narratives. In the end, what started as a simple interview turned into a defining moment for discussions about media responsibility, celebrity vulnerability, and the power of choosing dignity over compliance even when the cameras are rolling. Looking back, the Mark Wahlberg and Stephen Colbert incident became more than just a headline. It was a flashpoint in modern media. It showed the limits of humor, the risks of provocation, and the complexity of public personas. It reminded audiences that celebrities, no matter how famous, are still human beings with emotions, boundaries, and limits. For Wahlberg, it was a public assertion of his growth and a stand against being boxed into a narrative. For Colbert, it was a humbling reminder that even seasoned hosts can misread a room. Their clash highlighted a growing demand for authenticity over performance, and honesty over scripted pleasantries. Whether you saw Wahlberg as justified or overreacting, one thing is certain: the moment forced viewers to think critically about the entertainment they consume and the people behind it. As the dust settled, it left a lasting lesson about respect, courage, and how quickly live television can become very, very real.